Welcome to Kendo UI for Angular, a course to help you get started using the Kendo UI set of features and components in your own applications. My name is Alex Ziskind, and I've been training developers like you in modern web technologies for a few years now, and I'll be taking you on this journey today. In this course, we'll focus on incorporating features and components from the Kendo UI library into an existing application. This application has been developed using the Angular CLI. You will be doing some exercises in this course, so make sure you download the codebase to help you get started. We'll be looking at the before and after states of the application so you can see the goal of what each exercise is trying to accomplish. We'll start out with adding some basic Kendo UI components to the application, and you will see how to harness the power of Kendo UI in a matter of minutes. This will show you how to install buttons, drop-downs, sliders, inputs, and more. Then we'll get into some more advanced components like the chart, the grid, and the scheduler. Now, components don't live in isolation, and it's important to know how they interact with each other. So we'll see how to incorporate Kendo UI components to interact with existing functionality and with each other. Finally, we'll see how to change the theme of all the components all at once using the updated theme builder. We'll also build our own theme and explore additional styling options available with Kendo. By the end of this course, you'll know how to navigate the Kendo UI for Angular documentation, how to install new components, and how to incorporate those components into your Angular applications. Thanks for joining me, and let's get started with the course. Kendo UI for Angular is a library designed to offer a full breadth of UI components and give developers everything they may need in a single toolkit. At the same time, Kendo UI can be used to augment any existing UI stack, since it integrates seamlessly with modern design languages such as material design without the need to rip and replace existing infrastructure. Kendo UI for Angular components are now designed to operate as standalone components, meaning they can be used autonomously in your applications without needing additional dependencies. This simplifies integration and improves maintainability. For older applications, Angular's modular approach is still supported, offering flexibility, depending on the project's needs. As we'll see in this course, you can install and use only the components you need, helping to keep your code base efficient and lightweight. Installation of a component or component group is done via npm packages using a familiar workflow. Angular CLI integration makes setup even easier as it automates many of the manual tasks of installing packages, adding them to your application, and so on. We'll primarily be using the CLI approach in this course. Let me highlight a couple of key benefits to Kendo UI for Angular. Kendo UI components are built with accessibility in mind, ensuring compliance with industry standards like WCAG, Section 508, and more. The components are optimized for performance, offering efficient rendering and responsiveness across devices. With a wide range of components from simple inputs to advanced data grids and schedulers, Kendo UI equips you with everything you need for your applications. Kendo UI is backed by a dedicated team of developers offering unlimited professional support, ensuring you'll never be stuck. The library is regularly updated to include new features and maintain compatibility with the latest Angular releases. This is a beginner-level course for those who are getting introduced to the Kendo UI for Angular library. However, this course is aimed at developers who already know Angular. Therefore, it's required that you already understand TypeScript and Angular before jumping into this course. This means having a working knowledge of Angular's standalone components, directives, and services, and especially understanding of how Angular components function. Now, you don't need any prior Kendo UI experience or knowledge. We'll cover everything that you need in this course. I'll be using VS Code for all the demos. Feel free to use any editor that you like. However, I highly recommend using VS Code as it has excellent TypeScript support, the ability to install Angular extensions, and tools that enhance your development experience. One such tool is the Kendo UI Productivity tool, a VS Code extension that helps streamline the integration of Kendo UI components into your Angular applications. That said, using VS Code is not required to work with Kendo UI. Let's take a look at the sample application that incorporates Kendo components to get an idea of the finished product that we'll be building in this course. Before we start coding, let's take a quick tour of the application we'll be working with, the Project Tracker. Here's the dashboard page of the Project Tracker, where we can see active issues and some brief statistics about the total issues in the system. At the top, there's a filter to select the time period, such as the last 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. At the bottom, there's a chart displaying open items versus closed items, and we'll be implementing all of this in this course. You can also filter by user, and all the filters interact with each other to display the active issues and update the chart dynamically. Next, on the backlog page, we have a grid view of all the issues. This grid is pageable and filterable, allowing us to filter by My Items, Open Items, or Closed Items. Here you can also add new items. For example, if I add a new item, it gets instantly reflected in the list. From there, you can view and edit details for any item. Changes are saved on the fly. For instance, if you specify an item type such as a bug, set the status to open, and an estimate for the time required, and assign a priority, you can even assign the issue to the specific team member. At the top, there's a tabbed interface that allows you to manage tasks for each issue. You can add tasks, complete tasks, rename them, or delete them. This application also features a scheduler that we'll implement, which includes multiple views, such as week, month, timeline, and agenda views. Finally, there's a chit-chat section where you can add comments to any item, whether it's your own or someone else's. And that's a quick tour of the application we'll be building together using Kendo UI components throughout this course.